What about the question of hypersonic weapons? You read that Iran has them. They've been given them.
Oh yeah, they've got them. In fact, I got an interesting report from overseas yesterday that he knows for a fact there's a cluster of Chinese high tech officers or technical officers on the ground in Iran right now, perfecting and maintaining Iran's growing, they're still building them, growing hypersonic weapons capability. And the reason is because the Chinese want to test these systems because they're basically very similar to the Chinese ASBM, which, of course, when and if, and I really hope it's if, the war with China erupts, the first thing the Chinese are going to do, the Iranians are Iran rather is the test bed, the same way that we've been using Ukraine as a test bed against Russian tech. And so the Iranians have them. They're buried in those underground missile cities. They have not really fired them. I believe they fired 4 ballistic missiles at the carrier after Khamenei was killed. That was a symbolic attack, though. If the Iranians really wanted to go ham on the carrier with a missile swarm, they absolutely could. The only thing, and by the way, the Chinese are using their Yaogan, I think it's their Yaogan satellite constellation to do surveillance of the carrier and of the U.S. air bases in the region, and they are providing increasingly accurate targeting sets to the Iranians. In fact, I believe the reason the Iranian missiles have been so effective in damaging our bases, and boy, have they done a doozy. It is not being reported accurately. They have done a real doozy to these bases. It's because of the fact that the Chinese are providing direct real-time signals intelligence and electronic assistance to the Iranians.
So we're fighting a proxy war with China right now.
It's a world war. I mean, this is a world war. And the Chinese are more than happy to see us stew. Now, there's this like story hypersonic against Tel Aviv that did a lot of damage. So these hypersonic weapons, there is no active defense against them. Our air defense systems cannot, and the problem is, it's really what makes them very interesting, is they come in fast, and then they sort of zigzag unpredictably right before they land. And this is the problem for our AD systems, our air defense systems, because they sort of just track and then go. But if you've got a target coming in and then they, those AD systems are not, because the AD systems are older and they're based on older generation being able to track incoming regular ballistic missiles. So this is where we get real concerned, because I don't think we really know how many hypersonic weapons they've got. I would imagine they've got at least 100 or so, because they've been just churning them out. And the Chinese have been helping them. And of course, the Chinese have overmatch with us in terms of industrial